Hey gang, this is Mike with MrNoFluff.com, and the bankers are going to rob your mama in this upcoming crash. Ladies and gentlemen, the bankers are going to rob your mama and my mama, just like they did in the last crash of 2006, fourth quarter, 2007, 2008, okay? Where we had to bail out the stinky bankers, okay? Now, in this wealth change, what's going to happen is that many good Americans that believe in the system, they're going to lose their retirement, their stocks, their 401s in this upcoming crash because the asset market is bubbled like crazy. The side effect of that will be a lot of government, state, locally that have pensions. They're not going to be able to pay their pensions to their firefighters, to their teachers, etc. These are just my opinions, not financial advice, but this is what I believe is going to be happening. That the market's going to crash, it's going to wipe out the corporations and the local and the state and the federal, money supposedly that was there, that was working in the market to be able to pay pensions through time, okay? The other thing that's going to happen is that the real estate bubble is going to bust, and many people are going to be upside down in their homes. Who are these people? The people, number one, what I call first-time home buyers, the people that bought in the bubble in the last 4 or 5 years that have been buying houses around there. They're going to be upside down significantly because the property values are going to come down. In some states in America, it's going to come down 30, 40%. In other places, it's going to come down 15, 20. It just depends where you are in the country. Once stocks bust, once people lose their retirement, once the market of home bust, the first-time home buyers are going to start, and other people that own home are going to start defaulting because their corporation or the job they had has downsized or went out of business. Like you hear about Ford, or you hear about GMC laying off people, or they're not going to make cars anymore. They're going to stick with SUVs and trucks. To people losing their savings because maybe we had to bail out the banks, but instead of bailing them out, this time they bailed in, which means they took their money and give them some kind of paper saying you own part of this failing establishment. I don't know, something like that. Other side effects are going to be that people are not going to be able to sell their homes because there's going to be, on an average street. I don't know if you guys remember in 2006, 2007, 2008, you go anywhere and there was so many houses for sale. In some subdivisions, every other house was for sale in Dallas, Texas, but every state is different. But this time the crash is going to come. It's not just going to be a local part, like you got to cut their arm off because it's only in America or something, but it's going to be in all the world. It's going to be a global situation, a potential global situation, because everyone has subscribed to the same food, which is full of fat, stripped out of all the nutrients, and it's just dead base, easy money, and everybody's getting obese. Everyone's having high cholesterol, and pretty soon we're going to have a stroke. And the stroke is the economy crash because in Austria there's a bubble, in Great Britain there's a bubble, in France there's bubbles, in Greece. I mean, you can just go look around. In Canada, you can go look around. The real estate bubble is everywhere, and it's going to be, the bankers are going to rob your mama, and I don't know how else to say it. If you remember 2006, they took everyone's down payment. They put their money down when they bought it. Then the bankers lent out to subprime lenders that didn't qualify. They took their down payment. They took their monthly payments. They took their property after the people made home improvements in it. After they built equity, they took all that, and wealth change happened. And now once again it's going to happen. And at the same time, we bailed out all these corporations that were not making it in the fair market. What is the fair market? The fair market is where capitalism supposedly supposed to be, where if your item is not good enough, someone else will replace it. But the Fords and the GMCs and the bankers that we had to go bail out, they're not practicing right business, because if you're practicing right business, you would be profiting, and instead of borrowing money. Like all these big companies, they're just getting free debt money, free easy money. They may buy their stocks back, or they may do expansion, buy more and more plants, build more stuff, but in a sense they don't have a solid foundation because it's all debt based. All right, they didn't expand because they had the best quality of cars. They didn't expand because sales were going better and better. They expanded because of artificial manipulation to their cash flow through easy debt. So that's the story of America corporations. Sure, that some of them, are so big to fail supposedly, but where's capitalism in that? My thing is, we should have let Ford fail. We should have let GMC fail in the last. We should have let those big to fail bankers fail in the last crash. That way, smaller banks could come in. That way, smaller manufacturers can come in. And so on. Okay. Versus keeping the monopoly as a monopoly. What happened to free enterprise? What happened to capitalism? Free markets, and that's a manipulation of corporations all the way to manipulation to assets. If they're not manipulating the corporations for them to stay afloat, and you see them doing that, what's to say they're not manipulating the stock market? What's to say they're not manipulating the real estate market? They are. Just because the corporations are being manipulated in the open, they're giving them money, giving them subsidies, buying their police cars, whatever. But the actual people are rather buy a Honda or a Toyota, not because they like to support some other country, just because they're losing money because jobs are decreasing. They're losing money because of inflation, because things are getting more and more expensive. So when they want to buy a $30,000 car, they want to buy a car that's going to be lasting for them. They don't want to be buying a car that's a junker that they got to keep taking to the shop because it keeps breaking. That's why they buy a Honda. That's why they buy a Nissan. That's why I bought a Nissan Leaf, because I want to buy. I've owned a Mercedes. It's crap, dude. I've owned a Mercedes SL 500. Top of the line, it broke all the time, right? And I've owned Nissans before, put 200,000 miles on it, never had to take it to the shop besides the oil change. So I'm not the only one thinking this way. This is what the people are doing. That's why they're voting with their dollars, and they're not buying Chevy cars. That's why they're putting 15,000 people out of jobs, right? That has a trickle effect.
Hello, Mike. My name is...
Sorry, guys. I had a speaker go out. So anyways, guys, in this crash, they're going to rob everyone. And unfortunately, you could see it happening in Bitcoins, with Bitcoins, cryptocurrencies. I know some of you guys are for it, some of you guys are neutral, some of you guys don't know, some of you guys are against it. But let's look what's happening in cryptocurrencies. It was the people's money. Like, the people all around the world somehow figured it out, and they start making a lot of money. There was a lot of young kids buying expensive stuff because they made a lot of money. There's people like Coinbase, and people just made billions of dollars, like Binance, and just Binance is like an exchange that made more money than Deutsche Bank last year. You know what I'm saying? So it's a power shift where the elites are losing through Bitcoins, okay, or cryptocurrencies, okay? And now they missed the boat, but now they're rewinding back the situation, they're manipulating it in a sense, and now they're getting in there. I mean, NASDAQ is getting in there, Fidelity is getting in there, the New York Stock Exchange is getting in there. New York Stock Exchange is creating a company called ICE, and their subsidies creating a business called BAT, and they're gonna hook up with Microsoft and Starbucks in the plans to accept cryptocurrencies everywhere, and anyone can buy into it, and so on. So now these guys are trying to do something where manipulating the market, probably for them to stock up on it at real cheap, and then it's probably gonna go up. I don't have a crystal ball, but that's a great example where they missed the boat. Probably manipulating just like they manipulate those precious metals like gold and silver. and other stocks like, a lot of people buy gold, paper gold, and they don't realize that the people that are selling the paper gold don't even have that much gold to support it. It's like fractional gold in a sense. It's like fractional reserve, fractional lending. It's a joke. So right now in the cryptocurrencies, you can see where the average people, the people are getting out of the cryptos because it's crashing so much and they're bleeding. And you can see the big companies probably coming in here and buying a lot because, like I said, if you're going to be an exchange, you need a significant amount of cryptos yourself. So they're buying it over the counter and somehow manipulating it by because it's not a really big market. They can easily manipulate it to lower the price for them to get into it, and the average person is running away from it now, and the big institutions are getting into it, from the banks making patents for blockchain technology, all the way to my Visa, MasterCard, PayPal. They're figuring out how can they get into this business of being the middleman instead of losing their positioning. So that was one aspect. You go to 2006, the real estate, and I explained how in that crash, the bankers took the people's down payments, they took their people's monthly payments, they took their home improvement, and basically threw them on the street, and there was a wealth change, okay? You can also see what that happening back in the days when, the government took the wealth of the people through their gold and give them some fake papers, and then instantly, they increased the value of gold of ounce a lot more. So this has been happening, the wealth change, like average people works, and then something happens and they lose everything. And then they work, and then something happens. And while it's going up, everyone's, getting high off their own supply, and they're thinking, man, business is good, they're lending me money, I'm able to expand, I'm able to buy more real estate, there's more deals, blah, 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 blah. But it's just a trick. It's like the wolf fattening you up, they're making you work so they can slaughter you in a sense, and they're going to slaughter your mama. And that's crazy, and I don't want to see that happen. That's why I've been on my YouTube channel warning the bell since 2014, 2015. Hey dude, stock market's going to crash, real estate's going to crash. This is not a good time to get into real estate investing or even buy houses because it's inflated. Okay, it's not financial advice, it's my opinion. It's inflated, and we're seeing it happen. Just yesterday, there was 800 points off Dow. The stock market. But here's the great news, guys. With this crash, there's going to be a wealth exchange, and people like myself that are sophisticated will go out there, meet these sellers, these wave of sellers. They're losing their homes because maybe they don't have equity, maybe they can't afford the payments no more because they lost their jobs, maybe they must sell because they just got wiped out in their pensions, or they got wiped out in their retirement, and they need some cash, and they're willing to sell it deep because they have no choice, because there's everyone on the block, or every other house on the block, or every third house on the block, they're selling their home too. Okay, and some of them are selling it for a lot cheaper because the bank owns it, and they're now foreclosed on them, and they're selling it as REIs. Okay, REOs. Sorry. So the homeowners are forced in a tough situation, and that's what creates a great situation for me. Is that I'm gonna market these individuals, find them, and help them out. I'm gonna save their credit. I'm gonna give them cash. I'm gonna give them more money than other people can, because I know so many different ways to structure deals. Money doesn't have to be a lump sum of money now. It could be some now and some later. Okay, and since I know how to be a professional landlord, I've been doing this since 2006, 2007, 2008. I'll just turn these properties into rental properties, and rent is still going to go up. I mean, if you look at 2006 to now, rent's gone up all over the nation, right? Everywhere. If you look from like 2000, from the 1980s, 1990s till now, rent's gone up significantly. Okay, so it's going to create opportunity for anyone that wants to buy houses without credit, that wants to buy houses without getting a loan. because all these motivated sellers are losing their 401s, they're losing their pensions, they're losing their homes or home equities. You know, they're going to be motivated, and they're willing to do stuff that they weren't willing to do before, not because they want to, but there is no other choice. So the other choice is to let it go to foreclosure because they can't sell it, they don't have enough equity. Okay, but however, even if a house doesn't have any equity, if you're sophisticated like me, you learn how to analyze it and see if it can still be a win situation, because I bought houses that don't have equity and I still made a lot of money out of it. If you'd like to know how I did that, I highly recommend joining the Abundance Club, okay? Which is my mastermind. We meet every Saturday and we talk about everything about real estate, plus how to help you be your dreams as an entrepreneur, no matter if you're in photography, personal training, whatever it is. We help you be your dreams. At the same time, if you want to actually go and do a deal, like if you're tired of just reading and learning, if you want to learn how to get ready right now, so when the crash comes, you can get as many properties as possible, or you can cherry pick them, okay? Don't wait. Then you should definitely come join me tonight or every other Wednesday, but the price is going to go up, guys. So tonight is probably the best part at 6 o'clock, called Flipping Wednesday. So every Wednesday, Flipping Wednesdays, I show you how to get deals in your area, in your backyard, without spending any money, in the comfort of your own computer at home or at office at a Starbucks. Okay, so I show you how to get your computer, get on the internet, and go find motivated sellers totally for free without spending any money. No letters, no postcards, nothing, no driving around, just over the computer. I show you how to talk to them, how to negotiate with them, how to structure a deal, all that in a 2-hour live class where we talk about Flipping Wednesdays. On top of that, I'll give you 1 month of support and coaching where we meet every Saturday to answer any of your questions that you may have and help you score your goal and get a deal. On top of that, plus bonus, I'll give you my $1,500 advanced course that I sell for $1,500 as a included gift for you. And the reason is that everyone's selling courses. I've sold courses, but I know that the small percentage people get success. Majority of people don't get success, and the reason is because we all need hands-on training, and that's what the Flipping Wednesdays come through. I hand-on train you how to get a deal, and then we have the 4 weeks of support that you get to make sure you actually harvest your seed and get cash out of it or get a deal, and then I'll give you the course. So the course, you go home and you study it. On Flipping Wednesdays, which is going to be today and every Wednesday, is that we don't go study the course. We don't talk about all the structures and all that stuff. It's in the course. We're going to roll up our sleeve and actually go do a deal. I'm going to show you how to do a deal in your backyard through your computer, through the internet, without driving, without going anywhere. That's the power of technology that we're living in, and the power of my systems and my creativity that I'll let you just download just like that. So anyways, guys, this new crash, they're going to rob your mama unless you're smart, okay, and you go out there and help out other people's mamas, okay, by just taking over their payments, by just buying their house at a deep discount and giving them some cash. And I show you how to do that in Flipping Wednesdays and at the Abundance Club. To get more information about both of these things, go to MrNoFluff.com, MrNoFluff.com, and it'll be right there, guys. Thanks for watching. Click the like. Leave a comment. Do you think that the bankers are going to rob people in this upcoming crash, or do you think there is no crash coming? And last but not least, tell your friends and family about me. See you guys.